And I genuinely think, the most powerful B2B platform is LinkedIn. We're all here as business people. We're not here as dancers or singers or family like we're on Facebook or.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, okay. All right. I do quite a lot of dancing, but not professionally though. Yeah. Until the Royal Philharmonic give me a shout. Other platforms, right? I know that for years I've played with Instagram, and I guess one of the problems I've had in getting other people to necessarily adopt it, including people within the team, is that it felt like for a long time Instagram was just full of much younger people, and they're not going to be our like specific target audience as a business, right? So
Yeah.
maybe it made more sense to be on Facebook, but Facebook's where content goes to die. So going out there. Now I know that you are a absolute innovator and acceptor of new platforms, and have been killing it on one of the newest, full of the most youngest platforms there is, TikTok. So, as a business person, Dino, why are you on TikTok?
So I just started experimenting with TikTok a little while ago, because what I realized was that from a creativity point of view, as creators, we want to maximize opportunities where you can be as creative as we possibly can. And TikTok is absolutely fantastic for that. You mentioned like the age range on TikTok. Obviously, we all know that there's a young age range on there at the moment, but we kind of alluded to the fact before we started the show that these younger platforms, they all start with a young audience.
100%.
They all start out with a young audience, and then us old and crusty fossils join them later on. Yeah, myself included. So I joined TikTok because I was really impressed with the creative tools that are available on there. But also, what I realized was that with all the content that's already on there,
Yeah.
you could find content that you could orientate towards LinkedIn and sort of cross-pollinate. Yeah. So
right. Love it.
You could find things that were LinkedIn orientated, create a lip sync video, use that then on LinkedIn to cover a certain aspect of LinkedIn. And that's essentially all I do. And and what I found is that if you find a topic that particularly resonates, that people are ambitious about, so not ambitious, so that are really passionate about, sorry.
Sure.
You'll, like, for example, I did a post a little while ago, and it was just me lip syncing to I think it was a song about me not really giving a shit about the whole kind of this is not Facebook
Yeah.
posts that people do, right, or comments that they put out.
So
And it was just a silly lip sync of me lip syncing to a song.
Nice.
And
how long did it take you to make?
It took, because you have to kind of like get the lip sync right. So
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Sometimes it will take me half an hour. Sometimes it will take me 5-10 minutes. It kind of depends on the timing and how long it is.
Yeah.
But if you think of all the people that are scratching their heads all the time about LinkedIn and about not having ideas for content, oh my God, get on TikTok, because all the ideas that you could possibly need are right there.
Right. Just sat in front of you.
Just sat in front of you. And all you've got to do is have the balls to lip sync to it and put yourself out there. That's it.
And what's amazing about TikTok, as you say, similar with, say, IG Reels, is that the actual platform, like the app itself, does what I have like reams of people doing, all that video editing stuff, cool on-screen graphics. Essentially, it's going to put us all out of freaking job. That's amazing. It's in your hand, man. Like and it's so easy. It's not like downloading other video editing software or whatever, when it's like, cool, I'll just watch a few YouTube videos so I can like use this. Now, TikTok is used by 8-year-olds, 5-year-olds, whatever, right? Now they can do significantly cooler videos than I can do on it, because it's all available to you. So having to play around with it. But I think what you're saying so right is, as it's new, as it's younger, as it's not necessarily like being ruined by us business people, it means that there's just creativity on there. People are just trying to be entertaining and have funsies. Well, that's what engaging content is. It's fun and it's interesting.
That's part of the problem, though. When you're using TikTok as a creator, is
Yeah.
that you then get sucked into all the other content that's on there, and you end up like watching content as opposed to creating content.
Sure, sure.
So it can be, you do have to be very disciplined when you use TikTok for sure, because it's very easy to get swayed and start watching the content instead of actually creating it.
Funny enough, last night my wife likes to duck out and fall asleep at about 10ish. At which point I like to flip their laptop open and do a little bit more work. And I went to bed like an hour or so later last night and was like, I'm going to pack it in nice and early. Went to bed. Wife's still up and she's sitting there and she's like, and I'm like, you're right, what's up? And she's like, I've just been watching reels. How long has it been? Like, oh man, it's been like an hour and a half. She's like, I only wanted to watch one. Right. So true of any social media platform and LinkedIn, right? A lot
Yeah.
of what we do here is helping businesses understand that using, like, I used to be a smile while you dial, 250 phone calls on the board, lose your chair by 11 if you haven't closed a meeting salesperson.
Yeah.
Over the last 5-6 years, I now don't make phone calls and like really confuse the rest of the team because still bring in sales. How do
Yeah.
I do that? I do that from social selling. I do that from going out there that way. It's, however, a bit of social selling is going through my feed, right? Oh, that's
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
interesting post that Dino's done. Sweet. Oh, I'll read the comments. Oh, now I've got something to say as well. I have definitely lost days of a week when I am busy
Yeah.
in, oh, I'm social selling, right? And actually, I think this is a lot of what businesses are scared of when they start talking about, like, how do we help our sales team move to this kind of like new way of working? Because we know how to track and quantify calls, meetings, bookings, all those kind of things. You know, I used to have a TV on the wall and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, Janie's made 200 phone calls, but Billy's only made 190. Right. But you can't do that on social. You can't
No.
sit and look how many messages have you sent out and how many have you done. But what's the difference to getting lost in data on a CRM? Right. I used to sit for days looking for the right customer, just
Yeah. Yeah.
scrolling
Yeah.
through and reading things, And for me, the difference really is you can learn. Like if you fill your feed, if you connect with people who have got interesting, so I connect with people all different industries
Yeah.
because I'm a marketer. So I never know when someone who I've connected with in automotive is going to come up with the absolutely best idea ever that I can use for an IT company, right? So
That's it.
I follow all these businesses, and when I do lose those hours on LinkedIn, maybe not when I'm on Reels or TikTok, but when I do lose those hours on LinkedIn, I'm usually walking away with valuable information. I've
That's it.
learned. I've actually
And
got myself out
it's all about inspiration, isn't it? Like you get inspired
there. Mm.
to create content, not that's kind of ripping off the content that you've seen, but
No,
we all get our inspiration for content from certain places, and whether that be on social media or from everyday life or whatever, it has to come from somewhere,
100%.
because that's where our ideas come from. And so for example, that TikTok video that I was telling you about that went pretty viral, that was just quite simply me, lip syncing to a piece of content that somebody else had done,
Hmm.
but it gave me the inspiration for how I could orientate that towards a LinkedIn post and
And how
to
to present it so it's
yeah,
still
yeah,
got a message which is in line
correct.
with
Yeah,
yourself, right?
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
I love that, and I think it's really important to just kind of like pick that apart for a second. We are not saying go and steal really really successful pieces of content. Very quickly, you'll be found out. I'll say found out. People will see it and be like, "Yeah, I saw post that already."
yeah, yeah,
Shut
yeah,
it, Jay. You're stealing his stuff. So, get out of the pool, man.
yeah,
Saw that belly waving around, Ludgrove. So, but using it as, like you say, inspiration, fuel to be like, I love that. But you know what I would have said is this, or like, I love that because I really disagree with it. Like, well, I want to say this, like, but it got me going.
yeah,
That
yeah,
is
yeah,
fine. And I remember back when, I was a budding musician, some of the best songs I've written were me trying to play someone else's song, not being good enough,
yeah,
and then being like, well, that thing that I was trying to play was their song, which isn't as good. It's pretty cool. Like I'm
yeah.
going to use that
Because
as
you
my jumping
yeah
off point now.
because you've kind of gone off on a tangent a little bit and kind of
Exactly.
put your own spin on it, so to
And now
speak.
it's mine, right? Because
And
it's completely different.
absolutely, and that's the great thing about creativity, right? That the more you use it, the more you seem to have. So it's you like these people that say, "Oh, I'm not very creative." It's probably because they're not trying to be.
Mm,
Try to be creative. Make the
yeah.
effort to figure out things, and creativity sparks will start to fly. for
What's the
sure.
difference with saying like I'm not very fit? Exercise. Like, you know what I mean? Like I do exercise. Do you exercise often? Because you'd be
Yeah,
fit,
yeah,
right?
yeah. That's
Oh
it.
no, I only exercise once a year. Right. You post on LinkedIn once a year and you're wondering why next year you're like, oh man, I got like a
Yeah,
year's
yeah.
worth of stuff to say. Buy our stuff.
Exactly. I mean, I did a post the other day. I'd done the post, and then once I'd done it, I was like, do you know what? That would make a good poll for the next day. So I created a poll for the next day that was kind of directly um, referencing the post that I'd done from the day before.
Yeah.
And hey, it did, good results from that as well. So yeah, content just leads to more content in my book.
Mm.